there was great expectation in 2017, and therefore our ranking was at a certain level, which has diminished over the years between 2017 and now. In fact, this was one of the findings of the Afrobarometer survey results that were revealed recently, and so apart from that, I think we have seen over the last year or two a number of corruption cases which have not been adequately addressed, and therefore it has affected our ranking. But I think that the main reason for our low ranking, and I consider it low because when you consider that an African country like the Seychelles is ranked, has 26 points, whereas, 66 points.
Yes. Whilst we have 41.
Whilst we have 41, I mean the gap is too much, and given our democratic credentials, I think that it's not it's unsatisfactory. But I think the main it reflects some kind of stagnation. We've been in the 40s for the last 10 years. The ranking on the Transparency International Corruption Index, we've hovered around the 40s. The highest we attained was 47 and 48, and now we've come down to 41. Now, I think, in my view, the main reason for this stagnation is the fact that we have not taken seriously implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Plan. We have adopted a piecemeal approach in fighting corruption, and that was the main reason why we developed the National Anti-Corruption Plan, which is a 10-year plan, 2015 to 2024, and it contains 135 different activities to be undertaken within this 10-year period, and they're divided into short-term, medium-term, and long-term activities. And it adopts a holistic and comprehensive approach in the fight against corruption, adopting a three-pronged approach of public education, prevention initiatives, and effective investigation and prosecution, of crimes. Now, the executive have the primary responsibility for ensuring implementation of the plan. And there has been no indication that the executive is taking this responsibility very seriously. And there is a lot that we need to do to be able to implement the plan.
Like resourcing anti-corruption agencies, for instance.
Yes, and for example, passing important anti-corruption legislation like the Conduct of Public Officers Bill 2013, which deals with assets, declaration of assets. It seeks to improve the legal regime for declaration of assets. So we have a very weak legal regime for assets declaration. It also deals with conflict of interest. It's another area which is very important in the fight against corruption, and which many public officials don't seem to understand, very well. It also deals with gifts, which is another critical area in the fight against corruption. And this bill has been in Parliament since 2013, 2014, and we have been calling for the immediate passing of this bill, but nothing has happened ever since. And so there are a lot of activities which have to be undertaken under the plan. Also, if you look at the Auditor General's reports, you would see year after year there are so many financial irregularities which are reported in the report which is submitted to the Public Accounts Committee. And these financial irregularities occur in almost all the ministries, department, agencies, and especially in the districts and municipal assemblies. And no sanctions have been imposed over the years for these irregularities. And also, some of these public institutions which have a role in the implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Plan have not been cooperating with STRAJ, which has a responsibility for monitoring implementation of the plan. They've not been submitting their reports. They've not even budgeted for some of the activities that they are supposed to undertake. So there is a lackadaisical attitude towards implementation of the plan. And I think that is partly responsible for the fact that we haven't seen the kind of movement that we expect. And also, we are very weak when it comes to accountability. And the Office of the Special Prosecutor, of course, has an important role to play, because if there are prosecutions and people are imprisoned for acts of corruption, it will serve as a deterrent.
Exactly.
But we are not seeing enough of prosecutions of persons who are implicated in acts of corruption. So we are very weak when it comes to accountability. And in fact, in the Afrobarometer survey results that were
recently released?
Yes, recently released. Not 53% of people indicated that levels of corruption have increased over the last 2-3 years.